speed, distance, time. Let's talk about these quantities. Now, what do we got? So really, what does it tell us? The distance an object travels depends on how fast it is traveling and for how long. Speed is a measure of how far you would travel in a single unit of time. All right? And distance is speed multiplied by time, but there's loads of different ways we can change that around, which we'll talk about in a second. But intuitively, if you increase the speed, you increase the distance you go for a certain time, and same if you decrease time, you'll decrease distance. Now we can easily rearrange these. All right, so we've got distance is speed. And we're just going to use, I'm actually going to use V for velocity. I prefer it. Speed times time, but we could also rearrange that, right? Speed times time. We could also get speed is distance divided by time. And really interestingly, we can get time is distance over speed. All right, I've gone back to using S, a bit less confusing. All right, so really we can rearrange them, but be really careful about your units. All right, they need to be consistent. If distance is in kilometers, time is in hours, your speed will be in kilometers per hours. But if your speed is in kilometers per hours, your time needs to be in hours, your distance needs to be in kilometers, right? If I was to do meters and seconds, then my speed will be in meters per second. The units need to match up. Be really careful about this, especially with time and minutes and hours. That's going to be annoying. Right, a car travels 60 miles in 40 minutes. We know the distance is 60. Now the time, I want the speed in miles per hour, which means my time needs to be an hour. Now 40 minutes is 2/3 of an hour. Time is 40 minutes is 2/3 of an hour. So units, I need this in hours. So therefore my speed is distance over time, which is 90 miles per hour. Now, for B, we know the distance is 462. We know the speed is 140. What is time? Time is distance divided by speed. All right? Time is distance divided by speed. So we can put these up here. Speed is distance over time. Time is distance over speed. And distance is speed times time. All right, so all three of these are things that we need to have. So time is distance over speed. We need to figure that one out, and I'm going to call in a friend to help me out, which is 3.3. So that is 3.3 hours, which is 3 hours. Now 3/10 of an hour is 18 minutes. And then finally, Dodgy Dave is going at, we know his speed is 6 kilometers per hour. Now we know the time is 75 minutes. Now what is that? That is 1 hour and a quarter. That is 1 hour and 15 minutes. 1 hour and a quarter, which is 1.25. That's 1 and a quarter hour, which is 1.25. So speed and time, we've got that. So distance is speed times time, which is 7.5. And we look at the units. We took our time in hours because that's in kilometers per hour. So the distance unit is there for kilometers. Good. Now, time is tricky, so we need to pay close attention to it. So a train leaves Oxford at 2:30 and arrives at Bath at 16:10. So we're going from 2:30 in 24-hour clock and we're going to 16:10. That is 1 hour and 30. That is 1 hour and 40 minutes. That is 1 hour and 40 minutes. Now, we want to be doing the speed. So we want this in just in hours. So that is 1 2/3. All right, 1 2/3 of an hour. We're actually going to write that as 5/3 of an hour. Because we're going to do some division. We want speed, which is distance, over time, which is (52.2 kilometers per hour). Does that track for 1 hour and 2/3 of that? Yeah, that looks like it tracks. Yeah, that tracks. Right, Barry runs for 20 minutes at an average speed of 9 miles per hour. He then runs for 45 minutes at an average speed of 8 miles per hour. So we got multiple things going on here. We've got section 1, time is 20 minutes, which is 1/3 of an hour, and distance is 9 miles an hour. Then we've got section 2, which is going to be 45 minutes, which is 3/4 of an hour. Oh, sorry. These are speeds. Read the question. So we know that speed for the first leg is 9 miles per hour. Speed for the second leg is 8 miles an hour. And for the third one, 50 minutes, which is 5/6 of an hour, the speed all right, so this is Barry, and then we need to look at Jeff. So what do we need for Jeff? All right, this is Barry, and this is Jeff. Right, well, let's find the total distance that Barry runs. So speed times time, 1/3 times 9. That was 3 miles. 3/4 times 8 times time multiplied by speed, which will give us 6 miles. For a total of 9 miles. Now Jeff did the same total difference, so he's got a 9-mile run. So his speed is 9 divided by 5/6. Paranoid use of brackets, which is 10.8 miles per hour. Just a little bit faster. Wicked. Let's go for a slightly harder wordy question. We got 2 couriers going from one hostel to another and they leave at the same time. One travels at 50 kilometers an hour, the other at 60 kilometers an hour, but leaves 20 minutes later. What time do they catch up? So let's go courier 1. We know his speed is 50. And courier 2, we know the speed is 60. Now, how long does courier 1 travel for? We don't know, so let's just call it X. How long does courier 2 travel for? Well, we do actually know something about that because he leaves 20 minutes later. Now, very careful, units. 20 minutes is 1/3 of an hour. So if he leaves 20 minutes later, he has 20 minutes less to travel. So he's traveling 20 minutes. He travels for 20 minutes less. So that will be X minus 1/3 of an hour. Now, what can we do with this? Well, we know that if they catch up, the distance is the same. Their distance will be the same for both. So how do we find distance? We go back to our very first page with our formulae. Distance is speed times time. So speed times time is equal to speed times time. Now we can make our lives a little bit easier here. Divide both sides by 10. To get 5x is 6 times x minus a third. We can then multiply out the right-hand side. We can then subtract 5x from both sides. And then we can add x to both sides. Now this is in hours, so after 2 hours they will have caught up. So what time will it be, right? What time will it be? It will be 12 o'clock. PM? I want to say PM. 12 a.m. is midnight. And that is speed, distance, and time.